My dear brothers and sisters, Namaste and good evening to all of you. I'm indeed delighted this evening to welcome all of you to this grand Diwali celebration right here at Gracie Mansion. Deepavali or Diwali is a celebration also known as Festival of Lights, celebrated by Hindus, Jains, and Sikhs throughout the world. Hindus celebrate this by lighting lamps and also by worshipping goddess Lakshmi, who is also the goddess worshipped for spiritual and materialistic wealth. Sikhs celebrate this as a day where their guru, the sixth Guru, Guru Har Gobind, along with 56 princes, was released by these captors, Mughal captors, in 1619. And Jains celebrate this in honor of Lord Mahavir, who attained nirvana or moksha. All in all, Diwali is a festival of lights, festival that depicts victory of good over evil. So happy Diwali to all of you. Now I'd like to render just a brief invocation prayer. So let us all pray together. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramaya, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kachid Dukh Bhag Bhavet, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May the world be happy, be healthy, and be prosperous. May none in this world suffer. Let there be peace, peace, and peace. Thank you. Now it is my greatest pleasure to welcome the First Lady of the City of New York, McCray, and the Mayor of the City of New York, Bill de Blasio, to the stage to light the diyas.
Namaste. Welcome to Gracie Mansion. Hey. This is the people's house. This is your house, and you are always welcome here. Happy Diwali, everyone. Hey. We struggled a little bit with the candle lighting. Sometimes the old ways are the better. What a lovely holiday this is. The dazzle of colors and light and enchanting aromas are filling the air with joy and sweetness. Can you feel it? Yeah, I certainly can. And I think that we all appreciate having some beauty in our lives. As we lit the diya just now, I was thinking about what I learned about this very special holiday. And I'm very moved by this celebration of the victory of truth and knowledge over ignorance. Educating people, dispelling misconceptions is important to me as well in my work on mental health. Many people, too many people, still think that mental illness and substance misuse are a sign of weakness, a character flaw, or a lack of discipline. Mental illness and substance misuse are much more common than people think. They are treatable, but it is quite a challenging task to help people understand chronic disease that is invisible to them. So how can we change our culture and shatter the stigma that keeps people from seeking help when they need it? Well, I think Dr. Uma Maisokar, the wonderful leader we just heard from, knows the answer. When she was working with others to open the beautiful Ganesh temple in Flushing back in the 1970s, not all the neighbors were happy about it. Some even threw eggs and rotten tomatoes at the construction or scrawled hateful graffiti messages. Still, Dr. Maisokar knew this behavior wasn't coming from a place of hatred, but of ignorance. Many of the people in Flushing knew absolutely nothing about Hinduism. There were even some people who thought Hinduism was a cult. So she set out to educate people. She met the neighbors. She wrote letters explaining Hindu values, traditions, and festivals. And she invited them to participate. All are welcome, she said. Needless to say, it worked. Some 40 years later, the Ganesh Temple is now a pillar of its community, a special place treasured by all of its neighbors, all of its diverse neighbors. And that's a real New York story. And a wonderful example of how truth and knowledge can overcome ignorance if we do the work to make it happen. Am I right? Yeah. So I'm here to ask you tonight, will you help us also change the culture on mental health? Yes? Is that a yes? All right. Well, here's what you can do. Tell everyone you know about our free, did I say free? Yeah, free 24-hour mental health helpline, 1-888-NYC-WELL. It's free. Can you say it with me? 1-888-NYC-WELL. One more time. 1-888-NYC-WELL. Anyone who is struggling with a mental health challenge, anyone who's in emotional distress, can call and talk with a trained counselor and get immediate support or long-term care if it's needed. You can call for yourself, or you can call for someone you care about, a family member or a friend. And translation is available in more than 200 languages. Can we all say that number together one more time? 1-888-NYC-WELL. That's great. Again, please share the number with everyone that you know so that no one in this community suffers alone. No one has to suffer alone. There's always somebody to talk to and get the help and information they need. Can I count on you? Yes. Can I count on you? Yes. Wonderful. And now it's my pleasure to introduce my co-host for tonight's celebration, a great believer in the power of knowledge and unity and truth, our mayor, Bill de Blasio.
Charlene, you have to come over here a moment. I want to just say, do you love Charlene's Diwali dress? Look at her. So beautiful. The people have spoken. Beautiful. Thank you. What a joy. What a joy to have everyone here tonight. And I want to thank everyone, so many people here who do so much for New York City, who do so much for your community and your neighborhood, but for all of New York City, contributing in so many ways to the life of the city. It is a joyous celebration. By the way, each year we celebrate many, many communities of the city, but at Diwali we have the most beautiful decorations of the whole year. This tent comes alive, and thank you for making it even more beautiful with your presence. I want to first thank my wife, because you could hear the passion and the sincerity when she speaks about helping people in need. And every community in this city needs to participate in reaching people who have been left behind. So I want to thank my wife, our First Lady, for all she is doing for this city. Please join me. And Dr. Maisakar, thank you for leading us this evening. Thank you for the beautiful invocation. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for being a trailblazer, showing that this community was going to be such an important part of the city, and the faith of the community had to be respected and recognized. And thank you for being a part of my clergy advisory board, helping us decide how to serve all communities in this city. Let's thank her for all she does. We have this evening a lot of special guests who are here behind me, who wanted to be a part of this outstanding celebration. I hope you'll join me in appreciating each of them. First, the special thank you for all she does for us representing this city in Washington, Representative Carolyn Maloney. Thank you. And for her outstanding work as borough president of this great borough of Manhattan, Gail Brewer. Thank you. We are joined by foreign dignitaries. I particularly want to note that many, many dignitaries are with us, including from Nepal and India, Guyana, and Trinidad and Tobago. I want to thank the members of my administration who are here, who love this celebration and wanted to honor it. Our health commissioner is here, Dr. Mary Bassett. Our community affairs commissioner, Marco Carrion. Commissioner for the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs, Bitta Mustafi. The executive director for the City Planning Commission, Purnima Kapoor. The executive director of the Gracie Mansion Conservancy that makes all these great events possible, Paul Gunther. The chief service officer for New York City, Paula Gavin. Thanks to her and her team for this beautiful event tonight as well. Chief of staff to the First Lady, Roxanne John, who supports her great work. My deputy chief of staff, Rachel Lauder. Thank you. And my appointee to the Board of Standards and Appeals, Shampa Chanda. And my appointee to the Commission on Human Rights, Gurdev Singh Kang. So everyone, I sometimes get to speak for all 8.5 million New Yorkers. You know, I have 8.5 million constituents. They all have strong opinions. They all think different things. But sometimes we can all agree, and we can agree on these two words: Happy Diwali. And I want to say to our Sikh brothers and sisters, Happy Bandi Chor Divos. Now, we are thrilled to have everyone here in the People's House because this house belongs to everyone. And last year we had, for the first time in many years, a Diwali celebration here. And it should have been every year, but now it's back, and we're going to keep the Diwali celebration here because it belongs here. And this celebration brings together people who come from different nations, different cultures, different faiths, from South Asia to the Caribbean, the Hindu community, the Buddhist community, the Sikh community, and the Jain community, and we welcome all. And this holiday unifies millions of people. And it's an example of the beauty of bringing people together. It's a great example of what's right about New York City. People of all different nations, all different backgrounds together, working for a common cause. We know that's what happens in New York City every day. If you listen to some of the voices in Washington, you'd think it's impossible, but look around you. Look around you at what we do every day in this city. We believe this is a better way, isn't it? To live in harmony. Diwali is the festival of lights, and when we light up our homes, it is a reminder that light, and you can interpret that lots of ways, light meaning enlightenment, meaning knowledge, meaning faith, meaning truth. Light triumphs over darkness, meaning the forces of exclusion and negativity. Light represents our better angels. And that's what Diwali celebrates. It also celebrates unity overcoming division. We need that now, at this moment in our history. And I remind you of the beautiful and powerful words spoken in 1947 on the very same occasion by Mahatma Gandhi, when he said, "It is the duty of everyone to banish hatred and suspicion from his heart in order to establish peace and goodwill." That is what we're here to do in our time on this earth. And we have to banish hatred and suspicion from our nation too, don't we? We have to show that we value every person, that it's not that one person is better than the other, one race is better than the other, one faith is better than the other. We value everyone. That is what America was always supposed to be about. And we in New York City are so proud to live those values out. Even in these times when our immigrant brothers and sisters have been under attack, New York City has stepped forward, not away. We've stepped forward to embrace all the immigrants who make us great. And we have a special love for that group they call the Dreamers, the young people. Because they represent the best of us, and we're going to make sure they get to stay here where they belong, right? In a moment, I'm going to call forward our honoree for this evening, but I want to say one more thing to you. You know, if you listen to so much of what's happened in the last year or two in this country, the negative message that has been sent about immigrants, first of all, I would urge all those who are peddling these negative messages, I'd ask them to come forward and talk about their immigrant ancestors too, and admit that they are children and grandchildren of immigrants as well. And every group of immigrants faced discrimination. Every group was belittled. My own Italian forebears just 2 generations ago were treated like they didn't belong here. Everyone has felt that sting, and that's why it's so wrong to ever turn it against another group of people. But here's the truth about our city. We have the most immigrants at any point in the last 100 years. This is the highest point of immigration in this city in 100 years. What else is happening in New York City? We are the safest we have ever been in our history. We're the safest big city in the entire United States of America. We are the most prosperous we have ever been. We have more jobs today than at any point in our history. And everyone here helped to achieve those extraordinary successes. So listen, whenever someone says, well, if immigrants come here, it will make us less safe and they'll take away our jobs. That's what they're saying, right? We'll be less safe and they'll take away our jobs. Well, then tell them, come to New York City. Immigrants came here. They helped us become more safe. They created more jobs for everybody. And brothers and sisters, we will overcome this moment in our history. I know we will. The goodness of our hearts, our belief in each other, we will overcome this moment. We'll become stronger when we overcome it. And there have been so many wonderful voices that have emerged in the last few years to answer the hatred and answer the division. And some of them have used the political process, and some of them have used literature, and some of them have used comedy. There's so many ways for people to fight back against hatred and division. And that brings us to our honoree, because he has been fighting what's wrong and showing us a better way. I want to call him forward. Hari Kondabolu. Come up, Hari. Hari, there are so many reasons to like this guy. First of all, he's a true New Yorker. A proud son of Queens. Spent part of his childhood in Jackson Heights. Proud alumnus of PS 69 and Townsend Harris High School. Now, he's known now for his brilliant comedic performances, for his podcasts, for his thinking, for his words, but he did not intend originally to go into comedy. In fact, he went to London and got a master's degree from the London School of Economics. Very impressive. He worked in law enforcement for the Queens District Attorney. He worked in Seattle to organize immigrants to protect their rights. He's done pretty much everything. But Hari also understands the power of words, the power of ideas, the power of satire, the ability to blend all of that with activism and help move people forward. Everyone in this room, not just people of Indian origin, everyone in this room tonight should be proud of this man. And he represents all that's great about New York and how New York is providing a positive answer to the negative question we get from Washington, D.C. So, Hari, I have a proclamation for you. If you will hold that up. Hold on, I'm going to... Now, I'll tell you what it says, but I'm not going to read all of it, because it just says how great he is and all the things he's done. But here's the important part. The last sentence says, I, Bill de Blasio, Mayor of the City of New York, do hereby proclaim October 22nd, 2017 in the City of New York as Hari Kondabolu Day. You have your own day.
Thank you.
Would you like to say a few words?
Yes.
Please, take your time.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for the best dating profile in the history of the world. Namaste, everybody. Thank you very much. I first want to thank the mayor and the First Lady for this tremendous honor. I would also like to acknowledge my mom and dad, my brother Ashok and his girlfriend Julianne, who are also here to honor me. This is a day I plan to bring up for the rest of their lives. Yesterday was actually my 35th birthday, so I get a 2-day birthday from now on. This is great. This feeds my ego. When I was first told about today's event, I thought to myself, wow, what an incredible and surprising achievement someone more famous must have canceled. Or they found out that Aziz is not Hindu. However, after that moment, I felt the full enormity of what this is. I am being recognized formally by my hometown of New York City. I was born and raised all over Queens, in Jackson Heights, aka Little India, or more accurately, Little South Asia, in Jamaica, where my family currently resides, and for the bulk of my childhood in Floral Park on the Queens side, not on the Long Island side. I cannot stress this enough. Currently, I am a Brooklyn resident who lives not too far from the mayor and first lady's previous home. By the way, Mr. Mayor, the residents of Park Slope have asked me to tell you the following. There is not enough stroller parking. Also, there are not enough coffee shops on 6th Avenue. 4th, 5th, and 7th Avenues are fine, but 6th Avenue is a quote-unquote coffee desert. People must walk up to 3 blocks before getting coffee. It's backwards. It's like living in Long Island. Today at Gracie Mansion, we are celebrating Diwali, the Festival of Lights, a holiday that marks different things to different people. To some, it celebrates the day Lord Ram returned from exile. To others, it marks the return of the Pandava brothers in the Mahabharata. And it means many more things that I cannot currently remember from the Wikipedia article I read yesterday. To me, it marks the triumph of truth over deception, or as what we now call alternative facts. Diwali teaches us that justice is the inevitable consequence of history, and we must remember this even when the struggle feels so long and the obstacles insurmountable. This is an important lesson in an era like this. What I also find significant is that this holiday and those who celebrate it are being acknowledged by the city of New York. We are being seen as integral to the identity and fabric of the greatest city on earth. We live in a time where much of this country apparently feels threatened by the future, threatened by change, threatened by the great diversity of this planet influencing how they live. What I've come to realize is that what they fear is where I grew up. They fear Queens. They fear New York City. They fear what I cherish. I grew up with Hindus and Muslims and Sikhs and Jews and Christians. I grew up with people of many races and cultures who spoke a broad range of languages, people who were gay and straight, with and without money, with and without documents. I was able to travel the world with a Metro card. They're raising the prices again of the Metro. Really? I mean, it's supposed to match the price of pizza. What happened? Anyway, what I say to those who fear change is that you have nothing to fear. I am from New York City. I am from the future, and the future is as colorful and beautiful as the fall in New York City, and the food will be amazing. Once again, thank you so much for your time, and it's an honor to be here. Happy Diwali, everybody.
Only one knew that one. Hari, I hope you appreciate this is the biggest birthday party you've ever had. Okay? Everybody, congratulations for a wonderful celebration. I thank you all for being a part of it. I celebrate all of you and all you do for New York City. Happy Diwali, everybody.